Hey everybody, welcome back to Increase. And I want to say thank you to everyone who's joining me live and those who are going to watch this later on. I certainly do appreciate you guys. Um, Today is November the 7th, and we're coming up on the holidays. So, with that being said, a lot of pressure and a lot of, how can I say it nicely? A lot of fun times, a lot of interesting times are going to take place. But in the midst of all of that, I want to say welcome. If you not just not joining me, I've been on a series of sessions where we're talking about relationship environment, and that is the atmosphere or the thing that you create surrounding your relationships that you have, making sure that they are healthy, that they are prosperous, and that they can allow the relationship to function and flow. And so today is no different than on last week. So I want to start out with talking about that dreaded L word. Not love, but loyalty. I've come to find out and come to realize that we've a lot of times been loyal to things and to people that truly do not suit our best interests. Sometimes we're loyal to people because they have been with us for any length of time. Sometimes we're just loyal to people because you have sympathy for them. But whatever the case may be, I want to go through not only the definition of loyalty, but how loyalty plays a key role in your relationship environment. Because it could be the very thing that is causing you the most stress in your life is being loyal to things and to people that you no longer agree with. So, as I looked this up, it said loyalty means being there for someone through the highs and the lows and staying by their side regardless of the circumstances. Loyalty involves accepting and loving someone for who they are and not threatening to leave them when things become challenging. And I think, in today's society, a lot of times people are placing loyalty over so many things. They're placing loyalty over just common things that you and I would possibly think it should be. And they have no care about that. They want you to be loyal to them. I would submit to you, how can you be loyal to a person if you don't even know what it is or who they are? In essence, or in other words, I just met you and you're requiring or you desire for me to be loyal to you in the same respect that you require loyalty from people whom you have known many years. So I don't know you enough to be loyal to you. I'm not even um how can I put it? I'm not even well versed in who you are in order for me to invest that kind of time and invest that kind of a resource. And so with a person and with their loyalty and with your loyalty comes all of your connections, comes all of the things that make you who you are. And so it's easy when you come into a relationship, you can respect the person for who they are and what they like and all of those different things. But it also, you have to recognize and understand too, is that this is something new. So if this is new, then of course I can leave and everything is okay or smooth or whatever because we haven't invested enough time. We haven't had enough experiences in order for me to be that kind of a loyal person. Make no mistake about it, right? Just because you've been around a person around doesn't mean that you know who they are. Gotta say that again. Just because you've been around a person doesn't mean you know who they are. We've made many of us have made that mistake of thinking that we know a person because we've been around them for X amount of years. But you have not really, when you look at it, you've never had experiences with them. And with those experiences that you did have, were few, far, and in between. Sometimes the loyalty that we have with people, or the experiences that we have with people, are more shallow than we even want to give credence and credit to. They're shallow because whenever disagreement comes, there's an immediate dismissal. And as we're talking about relationship environment, my first question to you, and I want to pose it to you, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, I want to pose this to you as we're talking about relationship environment is, have you cultivated, have you created an environment where people even want to be loyal? Just because you feel like you're a stand-up person doesn't mean that everyone else thinks that way. Look how many times you look at a person and you immediately think that they're mean, or you think that they are, a free spirit, or you may think that they're a fun person. And then when you come to really understand who they are, and how they operate, you begin to learn that they are not who they present themselves to be. That the situation and the location in which you were in brought out that side of them. But in their everyday being, that's not who they are. I bring this up especially because Thanksgiving is coming up, and we have a tendency, and I say we as Americans, as people who gather themselves together in the name of family, love, and food, we have a tendency to put on airs, put on a frog, put on a mask, whatever you want to call it. We have a tendency of doing that. And then within families, you have to be loyal to one or the other, whether it's an uncle and an aunt, or a cousin, or a brother, whomever, sister, whomever. There's always going to come a moment, or most of the time there comes a moment, when people want you to choose a side to be on based upon the conversation that is going on, or a situation that has arisen. And so you coming into Thanksgiving dinner, you coming into your family dwelling place, you want to make sure that people understand that I'm not choosing a side. I love you. You're my family. You're my friend, or whomever. But the truth of the matter is that I'm going to be more loyal to myself than I am to anybody else. Because I've learned in the 40 years of me living, that we're as a people, we're more loyal to people than we are ourselves. And we shoot our own selves in the foot and then get upset because we're more loyal to them than they are to us, but also to the fact you're more loyal to people than you are to yourself. And so you need to begin to alter those dynamics, alter that relationship environment. And how you do that, you got to begin to set healthy boundaries. You have to make sure that the persons that you're in relationship with understand that you are a person who keeps promises, but you also need to make sure that they themselves are a type of person that can keep a secret themselves, or even keep their promises. Because it's one thing to give, or to say that you're available, or you're able to do something, you have the knowledge and the know-how to do something. It's something different when you have committed yourself and say, I will do this, or I'm going to be there, and then you don't show up, you don't make a phone call, you don't send a text message, you don't send a message through someone. It's very hard to be loyal to those kind of people. And as much as you want to say, well, that's just the kind of person that they are, you kind of just roll with the punches. At the end of the day, that lets you know how they value not only you, but they also how do they value your relationship. Everything in relationships, it should not be one-sided, wherein you're always the giving and never receiving, or you're the one that's always receiving and never giving. There has to be reciprocity. There has to be a give and take. It cannot be a one-way street in order for the relationship to be healthy. And so in our relationships, if I cannot be loyal to myself, then how can I truly be, or fully be loyal to someone else? So I have to begin to keep my own promises to myself. I have to be able to be able to be transparent, but also even in my transparency, keep certain things to myself. Not because I fear that a person is going to share a secret that I don't want anyone else to know, but more so to the fact everyone doesn't know how to handle certain situations and certain sensitive information about you. I think that is one of the downfalls about having social media is that people are so willing to freely give their information out to people, and then they get upset when their privacy has been evaded. But has their privacy really been invaded if they've given out all of the information? I truly believe that we must make sure that we ourselves are setting the standard and the tone for what it is that we want. That you truly know what it is that you're getting yourself into. Sometimes, like I've said in the previous podcast, in previous sessions of this podcast, that sometimes we're not ready to be a friend. And you need to spend that time alone, searching yourself, understanding what it is that you want. Sometimes you may have a strong desire to be a business owner, but right now you don't have the mental capacity or even the work ethic to really do it. And so to jump out there to do it would actually be more to a detriment than actually to your benefit. Yes, it'd be great for bragging rights, but the overall relationships that you have attached to you, whether it's a spouse or children or even your friends, and you looking for them to support you, it really you really begin to do yourself more harm than good. As you begin to look over the environment of your relationships, the things that are feeding it, the things that's leaving out of it, you want to make sure that your loyalty to yourself is just as much as a priority as it is the priority of others that you want, that you're in a relationship with, to be a priority, for them to be loyal to you, for them to desire to use you as a confidant, or to be even vulnerable, to share the most innermost secrets, not just the things that they have already come to terms with, but even the things that they're still struggling with. I've heard it said that to truly be vulnerable is not just to be able to share your darkest secrets that you've already come to grips with or that you've even fully processed, but it truly is the ability to even share some of those moments that you are still trying to process yourself, whether through therapy, through friendship, or whatever means. I truly believe that as we begin to move as a society, that we need to understand and put better focus on the relationships. If you're going to be a loyal person, you also need to make sure that you are a forgiving person. Forgiving in the sense of, I'm not going to bring it back up to harm you, but I'll bring it up to remind you, one, of how much our relationship has grown, but two, if I see patterns that we're going back into the same kind of a situation. I would be a poor friend, a poor spouse, a poor brother if I didn't say to you, hey, I just want to let you know about this time 5 years ago, you kind of did something similar to this and it led to this. And I just want to put you on notice, not to throw it in your face, but I want to remind you to be careful, figure out what's going on. Talk to me. Let's figure this out together so that we don't have a repeat, because I hate to lose you as a friend. I'm not telling you I'm going anywhere, but I'm letting you know I'm not a punching bag either. I'm letting you know I'm not a mat that you can use to dust your feet off of and walk away. It is often very difficult for us to fully process a lot of times the levels and the brevity of our relationships that we're in. For a lot of times the relationships that we have entered into, once we reach out of year 5, oftentimes the lines begin to be blurred. Sometimes friends become brothers and sisters. Sometimes you're still friends, but you're distant friends. Sometimes you're no longer friends, you're really acquaintances, but you still carry the title of a friend. Sometimes people who were our business partner are no longer our business partners, and other times they're closer than we actually could never even imagine. But the environment that we have bred and in essence groomed and grown truly is indicative of the work that we are committed to doing. So if you're not committed to having healthy environments for your relationships, then I truly advise you not to enter into relationships. To truly just be alone. It may sound harsh, but I'm serious because I don't want. One of the things that is so detrimental to people is that they have all of these people that they know, but they have truly no interest in being around. You have no interest in talking to them. You have no interest in a lot of the things that they are a part of. And it's harmful and it's a waste of a person's time. As my wife oftentimes says, you got to reevaluate friendships and relationships that you're in and begin to slide the scale to whatever degree in whatever area they need to be in. Because you don't want to hold people to a place that they no longer qualify to be in. Sure, it's great to have people in your life for 10 plus years. The problem is that when that 10 plus years, you've only actively been a part of their life but 30 days. We have to stop calling people friendships and stop saying we're in business with these people when we no longer are engaging in mutual transactions. It sucks, but that's a part of life. It truly is. So our loyalty, as it encompasses our relationship environments, we one need to make sure that not only our relationships are healthy, but we need to make sure that that the environment is sustainable for loyalty. In other words, when you begin to see things that's happening that's questionable, that will now begin to put your reputation, that will now begin to put you in jeopardy, that will now begin to put you at a place of loss, of severe loss, then you need to begin to ask the question, do I really need to be loyal? Now, for some, it'll be a no-brainer and say no. But for others, they really need to consider those things, especially when children are involved or large sums of money, property, so on and so forth. I want to encourage you that your relationship environments, especially as it pertains to loyalty, does not become your prison. It does not become the very place that once you have put time into it, effort into it, work into it, it becomes your place of death. Your loyalty should not become not only your place of slavery, but your place of death. It should be the place that you begin to prosper and grow. You begin to mature. You begin to expand. You begin to find and discover even more about yourself because now you have someone else who is able to see you from a different perspective and lens and is able to articulate areas about you that you don't get a chance to see because you're too busy doing other things, or you may not even think that they're a strength in your life. Our relationship environments are so important that I honestly believe we should start teaching children this in the third grade, maybe even the second. Teaching them how to be in relationships with people. I've said this before earlier, 2 episodes ago, but it bears repeating again simply because when you become an adult, it becomes even harder to not only discern who people are and what they are, but also being able to let go and walk away. So, in the midst of all of those different things, your relationship environment and as you grow mentally, spiritually, health wise, you want to have yourself in a position that you have people who are always looking out for you, which makes things a lot easier to be loyal to people. Of course, we love to be around people who will be loyal to us even when we ourselves have compromised the relationship. But the question then bears, do they bear obligation to be loyal? Not just in the sense of being loyal to you when it's not popular, because your opinion may be something that is controversial, but that should not, bring you to a place where relationships has to be cut, unless it's really harmful to another person or a group of people. But I would say that when you're in a relationship with a person and you're having and you're being asked to be loyal to something that you completely disagree with, that it goes against your moral fiber. It goes against everything that you believe in. It goes against your family. It goes against your destiny. It goes against the purpose and the plan that's over your life. Now you got a problem, and now you got something you got to begin to work out. So you begin to ask, well, how do I work it out? What do I do? How do I handle that kind of a situation? You got to get a sheet of paper and you got to begin to write out the pros and the cons. And after you get done writing the pros and the cons, if you need to, get another sheet of paper and begin to write out situations wherein they have been as much loyal to you as you have been loyal to them. And if the scales are tipped in their favor, then you ride with whomever. But if not, you have to cut your ties. Because at the end of the day, the relationship of the reputation of the people you are in relationship with is going to be in direct correlation to your reputation just the same. And if you are a person who is very protective of your relationship, your privacy, and all of those different things, then you definitely need to make sure that you yourself is going through your people that you're in a relationship with a fine tooth comb, and you begin to really start asking tough questions and answering those tough questions. There's no easy fix. There's no easy way to handle those kind of situations. And rest assured that this is something that needs to be done, because many people have been getting over on you, over on others with egregious actions, and they're going about their lives thinking that everything is okay. And so someone needs to share with them and let them know, hey, this is not cool. But you're also respecting your relationship environment, because what you allow one to do in the relationship and someone else knows about it, then they're going to look at you and go, well, why you won't let me do the same thing? And it becomes a snowball effect that you really don't want to handle or even have. I want to say this, and then, I kind of look in the comment section, but one thing I've learned in life, especially when it comes to loyalty, is that loyalty is developed over time. Loyalty is like trust. It grows and it can be lost very quickly. Loyalty is something that you don't even realize it's there until it's there. And sometimes you don't even see it gone until it's already gone. And no matter how much you may or may not agree with any of it, nobody owes you to be loyal. Nobody does. As much as you want them to be. It's a conscientious choice that a person has to make in order for things to be mutual. So that's why you could be loyal to a person and they're not loyal to you, because they don't really owe it to you. But when there's reciprocity going on within the relationship, loyalty will come without you ever even asking. Without you even opening up your mouth, loyalty will already be given to you. Access to levels and to secrets and to the innermost being of a person will automatically be there, because you're that kind of person that they definitely want to be around. You're the kind of person that they want to be loyal to, they want to be connected to. You're the kind of person that they feel that they're able to share, they're able to talk, they're able to move without there ever really being any kind of issue. And so, what I wanted to submit to many of you, even on today, is the fact that until you begin to respect yourself and be loyal to yourself, you're going to find that a lot of times the loyalty that you give out will not be the loyalty that you receive. And so, just because a person does something for you doesn't mean that they should be loyal to you. People are not pets. People are not dogs or cats. People are not birds. So, and we have to stop treating people that way. We have to stop treating people as if you don't do this, then I count it as disloyal, when they've shown up in your life in other areas of your life. Especially when they've shown up for your life and they asked you to do something and they paid you. It's more so like, an employee. So we really have to make sure that we're in a relationship that is mutual. You got to make sure that you're in a relationship that people actually honor and respect. Because when that's not there, then you have an issue. Then you have a problem. And we have to make sure that we're not just handing out titles just to hand them out, but that everything is on the up and up when you're doing it. So, I thank you guys for your time. You know, those who are just coming on, catch the replay. I definitely do appreciate it. I'll see you guys on Friday when we will be back here at Increase. Guys, have an amazing week. Talk to you soon.